Hi everybody. Happy February. Happy eclipse too. That's really exciting. So in case you haven't heard, I am coming to LA and Oakland in April. If you want more information on that, go to the link below, thespiritualsiren.com/events. I will be dropping the tickets and all the details for in-person readings and the events on February 1st. If you fill out that form on the events page, you will get early access to tickets, okay? I will not be doing the love readings for paid subscription. One, because no one said anything about it. And two, basically, if y'all are okay with not getting them every month, then I don't mind putting them out there for the free $99. Also, from now, when you're seeing this video, till Valentine's Day, the end of Valentine's Day, February 14th, if you donate any amount of money to my channel, which the link is below and it's on the homepage of my website. If you donate anything, $1 and upwards, I will pull an oracle card for you from the Abraham Hicks deck. Okay, I will send it to the email in your PayPal. Okay, unless you put a different one in the notes. That card does not come with a description because they have the description on them. Okay. But that's a thank you from me to you for all of you that have subscribed to my channel and support me, and it'll help the events that I'm doing out in LA and Oakland, and to start getting ready for me to do more events because I have more cooking. All right, as always, to be updated with me on the regular, on like the everyday basis, follow me on Instagram and Twitter _spiritual siren. And I started to share my plant-based food on Instagram and Twitter. So if you're interested in that, that's definitely where to start, though it will come to YouTube at some point. But anyways, love you guys. Peace. Alright, Pisces, so as you can see out on the table, I have the Tower, and on the bottom of the deck when that fell out was the Lovers. Now, obviously we know it's eclipse season, and there are things shifting and afoot, especially as it relates to your divine path, okay? Especially as it relates to pivotal relationships, but more importantly, the relationship that you have with yourself and your higher power, okay? So this is like a coming to God moment, if you will, and I don't know how that turned upright. And I use the word God in the loosest way possible, okay? But there's definitely a soulmate vibe here as well, and I have the Ace of Swords here. And when I say soulmate, I don't necessarily mean romantic. I mean like pivotal relationships, people that awaken you, people that bring you again to your, I want to say needs, like people that bring you to a breaking point that is necessary in you getting the top blown off your beliefs, getting the top blown off this preconceived notion of how life is going to flow, okay? Because after all that, we have the Ace of Swords saying that through the darkness, through the rubble, there will always be a dawning of a new day. And it will take time for you to arrive there. And as these new, or rather very ancient, understandings of yourself rise to the surface as we clear away this old trauma. Because that's really what it is. It's like, oh, I used to identify myself as this person, but I'm being shown now that I can continue to walk that path, or I can continue to walk this newer path of clarity that is going to take time for me to really ground into reality, but it's inspiring and brings me closer to my inner child. Okay? So don't worry, Pisces, about what falls away this month, about what blows up in your face, about what just knocks you off your block, if you will. I think the moon is still in Pisces right now. It's, yeah. Pisces moon knocks me out, man. A lot of heart chakra expansion. I don't know if y'all are feeling it. I was feeling it a couple weeks ago, and it hit me really hard yesterday, where I get pain right in the center of my chest, where it feels like literally something needs to like crawl out of it, like in some movie. But like I don't have a cough and I'm not sick. So if y'all are experiencing physical ascension symptoms, if you will, or just physical body symptoms, light body symptoms, know that that's normal. Eating for the chakras, eating to support certain chakras is also really helpful with this process, and that's something I'll be sharing in the future. But let's get into your whole spread. All right, my Pisces lover. What's up? So I'm excited. Overall energy this month is the Six of Wands. I know y'all gonna be getting mad at me. I see my thumbs down when, you know, you get the Seven of Swords or whatever, and you're like, that's not true. But I love y'all. We are opposite signs, though, so we have to meet each other in the middle. We need equal parts of realism and, you know, everything non-physical and, you know, mystical. So with the Six of Wands overall for this month, I really feel like you're marching into a new era, if you will. Obviously, your birthday starts in February while this reading is active. So I really feel like you're stepping into your power in a way that you haven't before. And it's interesting because we only have one major arcana here, and it's getting left in the dust. Okay? So there's really a feeling here of needing to release tradition, needing to release any and all preconditioned or projected societal standards of what you see your life to be, especially in regards to success, home, and family, and security. Very Taurus things, because it's interesting, because obviously the Hierophant is about tradition and commitments and, you know, it can be marriage or whatever. But I'm really feeling like Venusian? Yeah, Venusian things, Taurus things ruled by Venus. Because we have a lot of Wands energy here. This is about reigniting your passion and going your own way. Going in your own direction. And living life according to according to Pisces, okay? And I mean, not that you kind of don't do that anyways. You know, you guys definitely live in your own world, but you're taking a level of initiative, right? There's a fire burning inside of you. Like a fire like has been lit under your butt. Like you're ready to take on and take charge of life in a way that you previously have not. Because look, we have the Ace, the 2, the 4, the 6, and the 7, and we have the Knight. Okay, we have 2 Knights here. So action is the name of the game. And leaving behind constricting conditions is also the name of the game. There's a exit of tradition. Okay, because what we're being asked to leave behind this month is the Hierophant with the Ruined Luck and the 2 of Wands. So I think a lot of you have viewed life just through a very traditional lens and your goals through a very traditional lens. Like, because the thing with the Six of Wands is, though it is accolades and success, it's one that other people can see and give you praise on. So it's not just like, oh, I accomplished this thing and I feel good about it. It's everybody cheering you on and applauding you for the person that you've become. So a lot of times when we want that level of success, when we want that level of support, we tend to give into Hierophant type of situations where we're following a societal norm. And this is really telling me that if you're looking to be successful, if you're looking to create luck and abundance in your life, traditional routes is not the way to necessarily go. That doesn't mean you have to have a non-traditional job or whatever, but there have been things that you have been told since you were a child about how to do this, how to build up a savings account, how to get married, what you need to be doing at this age, what you need to be doing at that age, when to have children, what route to go, you know, in those kind of regards, those kind of very traditional, community-based avenues. And it's funny to be releasing the 2 of Wands and going back. It's almost like you're scrapping this plan you had started, and in February, you're really restructuring the way you're going to go about your path, if you will, and you go back to the Ace with the Page of Wands, and you go from going a traditional route to something that is a lot more inspired, something that a lot more resonates with your own personal, individual soul, as well as your inner child, like I was saying in the beginning. So don't be afraid to turn your back on things that no longer fit in your world, or you only were participating in because the world told you to, or because that you wanted to make sure like you were seen in a certain type of way. Because just because, you know, Pisces rules the non-physical doesn't mean that they don't do their best to assimilate, right? I mean, we all feel pressure to assimilate in some regard. Because there's been some lessons, you know, more traditional lessons, as well as, I think for some of you, this is about religion or about the culture that you were brought up in. And it's with the luck rune here, it's like, I think you're finally realizing like you're just not going to be able to follow in your father's footsteps or your mother's footsteps or your cultural footsteps. Like, you're going to have to go about things your own way. And that's why you've kind of been stuck at this precipice, because the Two of Wands is a vision. The Two of Wands is the beginning of something. You got the idea, and then you step out and you look and how can I make this worldly? How can I bring this out into the world? And you realize, you know what? I can't. Yeah, Nine of Swords. It's been killing you. I feel like a lot of the, and then we have the Queen of Swords. I feel like a lot of the blocks Pisces have been experiencing is because they felt some type of pressure to get things done or to not give up. Like, this definitely feels cultural to me more than religion, but it'd be something that you saw in your household or you saw in your community. And there's some type of belief, like, I have to have this kind of job. At this age, I have to be living life this way, and if I'm not, I'm a failure. And even if people aren't telling you that all the time, you have been, I want to say, like, putting yourself in your own personal purgatory to pay, to pay a penance for not living life how you were told. Okay? But you're going to overcome that, and you're going to see that when you choose yourself, when you choose authenticity, right? Like we had the Lovers in the beginning, when you choose a higher, expansive, more aligned version of yourself, people will congratulate you because they can clearly see that you are being authentic to yourself, okay? The door that's now open for you that was once closed, we have the Four of Wands, clarified by the Seven of Cups. In the rune we have in the Seven of Cups is trust. So it's important right now, Pisces, to trust yourself, especially when it comes to your dreams, okay? Because you feel more comfortable in the Seven of Cups energy than other signs. Like, you're used to dealing with a lot of illusory energy. You're used to dealing with a lot of potentialities, because that's what this is. This is potentialities, because there are things that, when we see into multiple timelines, when we feel into multiple perceptions, we can see that technically all of them have their way of panning out, but obviously we prefer some more than others, and some we prefer, but we know we shouldn't actually choose those, okay? So you really need to trust yourself and trust your dreams, trust your visions. Like, and when I say dreams and visions, I mean actual dreams and visions. Then I also mean, like, things that you've wanted since you were a child, things that you've dreamed about, your dreams. Make sure your dreams for yourself are your own dreams, okay? Make sure that you trust your own judgment, because other people aren't going to be able to advise you on how to make your next move. Not because they don't know you or don't love you, but just because this next move is very personal, because you're going to be stepping into a whole new, like I said, era before, right? Because with the Four of Wands here, this is about family and a support system and celebrating yourself, but again, you need to trust that the spiritual foundation that you're laying for yourself is authentic to you. And you have to trust that even though people will present you with a lot of opportunities and different ways to go about it, you can't go with what works for everyone, the Hierophant. You have to go with what works for you, and know that your tribe will show up, and know that when you feel good about who you are, other people that feel good about who you are and know how to praise authenticity will show up to be with you, okay? It doesn't matter, what other people have said, like, oh, if you don't do XYZ, I won't support you, or, if you just perceive that, like, oh, I feel that if I don't, get a college degree, my parents aren't going to support me. You'd be surprised. They may not at first, but it will turn around. That's just an example. So know that you have to create an internal home for yourself. You need to choose where your home base is, right? Where you're gonna pitch your tent, so to speak, okay? And as you formulate your own beliefs, you will start to attract people, or at least people will be more open to understand or hear your own beliefs because you're now secure in them, all right? Because then we have the Star. Again, this is doubling down about faith. You have to get vulnerable and trust in the divine, and trust in the fact that when you are wholeheartedly emptying yourself out to faith, when you are pouring your soul into your own belief system, the spirit will support you. Okay? Now's not the time to look for external indicators. Now's not the time to look for external support, because, you know, spirit, the only cards that are pentacles are here in Spirit's advice. And we're going to get to those in a second. I did, when I cut the deck before, I did get the Two of Pentacles again. So you first need to make the changes internally and not hold on to them, but really stand by them. Don't be wishy-washy about it, okay? Trust in your own judgment and make the call. Don't sit in deliberation on an emotional level, because it's gonna drain you, okay? Your present energy as it relates to all this, in your head, we have the Ace of Cups. In your heart, we have the Knight of Wands with the rune Constraint. And in your foundation, we have the Seven of Wands. Now, when I ask Spirit for these cards, I always say, you know, for the month, but I also say for spiritual path, overall spiritual path and career. So obviously your spiritual path can manifest in every part of your life. Now, with the Ace of Cups in your head, I feel like you're prioritizing the energy of love in a way that you have not in a long time. I think that you're realizing that until you hold loving thoughts and until you decide, like, I'm going to go through life prioritizing love and prioritizing being loved and prioritizing spreading love and having love be the ultimate focus for me, it's going to take time for it to permeate into your reality. But I look at it as really like pouring down from your crown chakra. Like, just like this cup is, it's kind of baptizing your spirit. With the Knight of Wands in your heart space, with this rune Constraint here, you could be cutting off a fire sign, a younger fire sign, or just someone that comes in and out, in and out, in and out. Someone that's unstable, or just people, situations that are unstable, people that are fickle, people that make you feel like you need to hold back who you are. It's kind of like people, like, you know, the kind of people that you can only take in doses. They perceive they can only take you in doses. Because this constraint, I don't feel, is one that you're particularly putting on your heart, like you're not trying to share or something. I don't feel that to be the case. With the Knight of Wands energy, that's about being reactionary. It's about someone that's attractive, like charismatic, but can be also narcissistic. And I feel like you're pulling back this tendency to, one, allow that kind of behavior in your life. Two, for some of you, this is like you're no longer running to the side of people that only call you when it's sexual as well. Because I don't know, I don't think I said it in the beginning, but I do feel a vibe here of like a sexual revival, like taking your power back on a sexual level. For those of you that this is more romantic. But I just feel like you're pulling away your energy from instant gratification, Pisces, and putting it more into yourself and your own personal future. Because with the Seven of Wands here in your foundation, being that it comes after the 6, when everyone knows that like you're the one, you got it all together, that you have something to be proud of and to shine for, people also want a piece of that. And I think before you used to allow people to come take a piece because you're like, oh, peace, love, and harmony. I'm just going to share all this energy, right? These accolades. It doesn't have to be money. I don't think it was money. I think it was more like energy and emotion. You were expending a lot of energy and emotion on people that just come and go when it's convenient to them, and they weren't really investing in you or your reality. With the Seven of Wands in your foundation, there's a new fixation on self-realization and empowerment and drawing boundaries in a way that you have previously not. Okay? You're like, yeah, that's nice, but I don't have time for this, bang. I don't have time for this, bomb. Like, it's time to be sucker-free. Okay? I definitely feel like you're sucker-free this month. Like, I definitely think that you're checking people, like G-checking people. This is definitely not the time to be passive. I don't feel like you are. I'm just saying this is not the energy. Yeah, Three of Wands. The future, right? The moving into your future vision is going to happen through you letting people know who you are and what you stand for and what you're definitely not going to stand for anymore. That is for damn sure, Pisces. Okay. Spirit's advice is Two of Pentacles, clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. And the rune we have on the Knight of Pentacles is wisdom. So know that wisdom takes time to develop, one. But the good news is that we're never actually learning anything new. We're just remembering old things and bringing them into our consciousness in a way that we can apply to the physical realm. But this is also saying, too, that, like, authentic things, to some extent, take time to manifest, right? Like, that the road to creation, right? Especially when you're implying wisdom, soul wisdom, it takes time to cultivate, okay? The relationship with Source takes time to cultivate. And even when you're cultivating a positive relationship with Source, let's say it's been years, 2 months, whatever, and you've been working on this relationship with your spiritual power, that doesn't mean that suddenly everything that's out of alignment with this new sense of self you've actualized means it's going to fall out of your physical reality. It's going to take time for your physical reality to really reflect your internal world. So please do not get defeated. Don't think like, well, nothing's changing, so I might as well just go back to, you know, live in the old way. Okay, this is a long-term 6-month haul, okay, at least, for things to really change. Because also, you know, the eclipses run in 6-month patterns, so keep that in mind as well. With the Two of Pentacles here, there's a reminder that harmony in all things comes from, you know, really being mindful about how you feel and acting on how you feel. Because I know that you know how you feel, but you need to act on that. That's how you bring harmony to your physical world, by being authentic and acting on your feelings at every single moment. That's wisdom. To hear your intuition and heed it is true wisdom. Okay? So don't worry about things not changing right away. Know that you've been handed an opportunity to really plant seeds that will birth you into a new beginning that is more true to you than you've ever been. The most likely outcome when we're walking into March is the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands with the rune healing. Okay? So as you heal your inner child, as you heal your relationship, I feel, with passion, with excitement, with just overall that burning in your loins type of sensation. That's hilarious. It's like, and like I said, for some of you, this is a sexual revival. So some of you may be focusing on really healing your sacral chakra this month, especially if you were dealing with someone that restricted your relationship to strictly sexual or multiple people, or it seemed like you were only attracting people that wanted you for your energy or for your you know, more like humanistic sexuality type of vibe. I see you really reinvesting in that and healing that. For others of you, I feel like there's a new passion project that's going to fall on your lap that you're going to begin to that's going to heal you and heal others. Art is very healing. But there's a lot of action. There's a lot of fire this month. You know, astrologers will say don't start anything new during the eclipses. So I don't think this is actually a new physical project. I think this is more internal. Or this could also be you deciding to take classes or like Reiki type of situations, like taking healing initiatives to get yourself really in tune with who you are. But just know that you're shining this month, Pisces. People see the work that you've put in, and that's why they want a piece of it. So take it as a compliment, but cut them off anyways, okay? Cut them off anyways. Let's see what affirmation you have for the month. I'm a radiant being enjoying life to the fullest. My life gets more fabulous every day. I look forward to what each new hour brings. Yes, there's so much to celebrate. There's so much to be thankful for. Pisces, I love y'all, and I'll be back soon. Peace.